What's going on, everybody? My name's Chris and I've got an LMI fret sliding jig. The question I want to answer today is, does the StewMac fret sliding templates work with the LMI jig? I have not tried it yet, but I'm going to figure it out today and see if I can make it work so you can see what I do, and maybe that'll help you out in case you're in the same situation as I am. I bought this LMI fret sliding template a few years ago, and LMI is now shut down, so you can't get the jigs, you can't get the templates for it anymore. I've got two templates here, and when I went to buy the 25.5-inch template I need to make a telecaster style guitar, they were out, okay? And now they're shut down, so I can't get them anywhere unless there's somebody making them separately, individually, outside of LMI. But I do have the StewMac one, so let's see if we can make it work. Now there's two problems. It's thinner than the LMI templates. This one is, I think, 1.85 millimeters thick, and this one is 5.4 millimeters thick, I believe. And this does actually fit in the jig, so it does work in that sense. But the pin that comes with the LMI jig, which fits quite well in the LMI template. You see, if I put the pin in there, it'll just kind of stay in there as I rotate it around. That's how well it fits. Now the template does sort of just barely catch on to the notches in the StewMac template, but you have to be putting pressure up against it. And I'll show you here in a second what I'm talking about. Now when I use the LMI template, I have the template in here, the fretboard on top, and I rest it all the way against this front face. So that way I can just put the pin in there and it notches in and there's no play whatsoever. Now the LMI template is thinner, so I can't set it against this side of the jig because the pin is sticking up a little bit and the fretboard would be resting on top of it. So I'm going to have to push the StewMac template to this side and make my fretboard square against that face. But if I put the pin in there and I force it up against the StewMac template and just slide, you can see it kind of catches on a little bit, but there's a little bit of play. And if I let go, it just easily slides out. So I don't want to have to be trying to hold on to that and then let go and then tighten these things down, trying to get that to stay still. But I like it to just kind of slide in a little bit better and reduce that play. So now the thing with this template is it comes with two sides. One side I just used is a little bit smaller than the other side. This side that's smaller fits really good in the LMI templates. I'm not really sure why they have this other thick side, but I'm going to take a file to this thicker side and kind of try to follow a little more of a point so that I can use that thicker side with the StewMac templates. You see where I've filed a little angle into the top of both sides. So let's try that out. Oh yeah, it slides in real good now. And there's no play. So with that locked in there, I can come and tighten these on top of the fretboard, and it should hold it steady so that even if I take this out, oh yeah, it's in there good. The only thing I got to really do is make sure I use the template up against the rear fence instead of the front fence like I would with the LMI templates. So let's put the fretboard in there and just see. Once I attach the fretboard to the template, I'll just have to make sure it's square up against that rear fence and make sure the fretboard is narrow enough to reveal those notches. Yeah, and I'll be able to slide that in there, lock it down, and I'm good to go. So the reason I wanted to make this video is because I couldn't find anywhere online the simple yes or no answer to the question, do StewMac templates work with the LMI jig? And it turns out the answer is yes, with just a minor modification to the LMI pin. Now hold on, there's more to consider. Yeah, we can establish the fact that you can use the StewMac templates with the LMI jig, but there's another problem. Like I mentioned, the StewMac template is a lot thinner than the LMI jig. And this is the saw that comes with the LMI jig, and there's only so much depth that you can get. So the problem I have now is the saw will not reach the fretboard surface. I've got the fretboard on top of the StewMac jig, and I've got the saw installed and pushed as far down as I can get it. It's got about 1 millimeter to 2 of clearance still. It's not even touching. So I need to create a spacer that I can put under a fretboard like this. Now this fretboard came 1/4 inch thickness, unlike the acoustic guitar necks that I've used that come 9 to 10 millimeters thick. So I need to raise this fretboard up a little bit. So what I've done is I've taken a piece of wood and I've thinned it down to 5.5 millimeters, So let me raise that up a little bit. And that raises up and gives me enough clearance so that the saw can easily cut down enough. And I've got probably 4 to 5 millimeters of clearance there. So now what I've done is I've tacked the spacer to the template, and now I can tack the fretboard on top of the spacer. So I should be able to just tack this onto here. Put some pressure onto it. I should be able to go ahead and cut those. So the first half of this video where I was not wearing a hat was created a week ago, and I went on to vacation. I put out the video kind of in a hurry, and I didn't actually test cutting frets. So I felt like I needed to update the video that I put out last week. If it was helpful in any way, just give the video a thumbs up. That's it. That's all I ask. Appreciate you watching. If you want to see my electric guitar build, I'll put a link to the first part in the description of this video, as well as links to my acoustic guitar builds if you want to watch those. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.